Hey dudes, SilviteSoltis here, back again with another Classic WoW video. Today, we're heading deep into one of the most legendary dungeons in Classic, Blackrock Depths. Whether you love it or hate it, there's no denying that BRD is one of the most iconic and content-rich dungeons in the game. It's massive, packed with bosses, and home to some of the best pre-raid loot that you can get your hands on. For many players, BRD is more than just a dungeon. It's a rite of passage. Whether you're farming your pre-bis gear, working on attunements, or just trying to navigate its winding corridors without getting lost, this dungeon has a huge impact on your Classic experience. And of course, with such a vast number of bosses and loot tables, there are some truly standout drops that every player should know about. So today, I thought it would be fun to take a look at some of the absolute best drops from Blackrock Depths. Weapons, armor, and trinkets that are absolute game changers. If you're diving into BRD and want to make sure that you're getting the best loot possible, this video is for you. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell so that you don't miss out on more Classic content in the future. Also, if there's an item you think should have made this list, drop a comment down below. Alright, let's jump right into it. The Guiding Stave of Wisdom is a powerful two-handed staff that serves as a fantastic weapon for healers looking to maximize their sustainability in long encounters. Dropped by Emperor Dagran Tharasan, this staff boosts 11 stamina, 10 spirit, and a whopping 53 plus healing. This healing power makes it an amazing choice for priests and druids who want to extend their healing potential in dungeons and early endgame content. Given how rare strong two-handed staves are for healers at this point in the game, the Guiding Stave of Wisdom is a super powerful and thus sought after drop. Next up, we've got the Robes of the Royal Crown. These regal robes, dropped by the final boss of the dungeon, are a top tier choice for caster DPS classes seeking powerful pre-raid gear. The Robes of the Royal Crown offer a solid mix of intellect and stamina, helping to increase both mana pools and survivability, which are crucial in high damage encounters. The spell power bonus on these robes makes them an excellent option for mages and warlocks who want to boost their damage output in both PvE and PvP scenarios. Since robes are a defining part of a cloth caster's identity, this item is not only effective, but it's also visually distinct, making it a prized piece of loot in the depths, and an excellent starter piece for all casters. The Force of Will is a phenomenal trinket for tanks. It offers excellent defensive capabilities that make it one of the best pre-raid survivability tools available. Dropped by General Angerforge in the middle of the dungeon, this trinket provides both +7 defense and a valuable damage reduction proc. For warriors and paladins who need to mitigate incoming melee damage, Force of Will can be a game changer, helping tanks hold the line against both dungeon bosses and raid encounters. Because it's such a solid tanking trinket so early in the game, this item is an incredibly valuable piece of gear for those preparing to step into more challenging content. Moving on, we have the Mantle of Lost Hope, which is a standout shoulder piece for healers that provides excellent intellect, MP5, and a whopping 26 plus healing. Dropped by Lord Rockor near the very beginning of the dungeon, this item is pre-raid bis for every healing class. And since strong healing shoulders are hard to come by outside of raids, the Mantle of Lost Hope is basically a must-have for any healer in the game. Speaking of healer loot, the Senior Designer's Pantaloons, dropped by Phineas Darkvire, are an amazing pair of legs for all healers as well. With a strong mix of high spirit and a massive +40 to healing, these pants are especially great for priests and druids, as they benefit immensely from the spirit. And while there are some slightly better pants you can pick up in Dire Maul West, these ones can be equipped as early as level 50. With great stats, lots of healing, and early access, they're one item that every healer should make sure to keep an eye out for as they spelunk through the depths. Don't worry casters, we haven't forgotten about you. The Omnicast boots, dropped by Golem Lord Argomar, are the absolute best caster item available in Blackrock Depths, offering a great mix of intellect, stamina, and spell power. As a matter of fact, the +22 spell power makes these boots pre-raid bis for most caster DPS, and you can get them as early as level 54. So, considering the limited option for spellcasters when it comes to pre-raid boots, The Omnicast boots are another must-have drop if you're looking to maximize your potential. Alright, now we're really getting to the good stuff. Dropped by Gorosh the Dervish in the BRD arena, the Savage Gladiator chain is an extremely rare and powerful chess piece that all mail and plate-wearing melee DPS should keep in mind as they traverse the depths. With a great balance of strength, agility, stamina, and an astounding plus 2% crit, it's no wonder that Fury warriors spam BRD arena runs for hours on end every day just to get this item. Unfortunately, the boss that drops this item is one of 6 that can spawn from the arena event, so you won't get a true chance at it every run. On top of that, its drop chance is also the lowest of all the items on Gorosh's loot table. But if you manage to scoop this chest piece up, you'll be topping the DPS meters in no time. Returning to our healer friends for the moment, the Hands of the Exalted Herald, dropped by Princess Moira Bronzebeard at the end of the dungeon, are the best pre-raid gloves that you can obtain. They provide a strong combination of intellect and spirit, making them an excellent option for mana and mana regeneration. However, the real reason they're so good is their astonishing plus 33 healing power. That's the best that you can get all the way into Blackwing Lair. If you're planning to raid and haven't already picked up a pair of these gloves, you need to head all the way down into the bottom of BRD and do so now. Again, all the way at the end of the dungeon, held by Emperor Dagran Tharasan himself, we have the mighty hammer, Iron Foe. This weapon is one of the most sought after items in BRD due to its high damage and more so its incredible proc that grants 2 additional attacks. This one-handed mace is an outstanding choice for all warriors, both tanks and DPS, as well as rogues and even paladin tanks. The proc effect not only adds to the weapon's overall effectiveness, but also synergizes well with abilities that benefit from increased melee hits, such as Wind Fury. As a result, Iron Foe is highly coveted by melee players looking to gain an edge in both PvE and PvP content. We're almost to the end of this list, but before I reveal the absolute best item in BRD, here are just a few honorable mentions. And finally, we have the crown jewel of BRD, an item so highly sought after that Blizzard actually had to move it to get players to fully clear their dungeon, the Hand of Justice. Hand of Justice is arguably the most famous and the most powerful item that drops from BRD, making it a defining loot piece for all melee DPS players. Originally dropped by General Angerforge and then moved to Emperor Dagran Tharasan, this trinket has a chance to grant an additional attack on hit, which massively boosts sustained damage output for all melee DPS and tanks. This proc effect makes it one of the most desirable trinkets in Classic, remaining useful even well into raiding content. Given its widespread demand and game-changing potential, Hand of Justice stands out as the single best item in Blackrock Depths. And there you have it, a brief look at some of the best items that drop from BRD. Whether you're farming the dungeon for pre-raid bis, looking for strong leveling gear in the 50s, or just diving in for fun, these drops are some of the most valuable pieces that you can get early on in Classic's endgame. Of course, there are plenty of other great items in BRD, so if you think I missed something, let me know in the comments down below. What's your favorite BRD drop? Did you get lucky with any of these, or are you still grinding for that perfect piece? Anyway, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Classic WoW content. But for now, thanks for watching, and as always, take it easy, guys.